Top of the morning. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I wanted to make a walk around video of this motorcycle because there's a lot of people that have come to the channel that have come for the motorcycling. This is just kind of like a hey, how y'all doing, and a what I'm currently into type of video right now. So starting out with my bike, this is my 2014 R1. For modifications, what we have, as I'm learning, I don't want to learn with too much elevated equipment. So the first thing I wanted to address for modifications was going to be the Brembo T-drives. They say these rotors are the best modification for braking that you can make on the street. The T-drives accompanied with the PFAs, the pads I have up front, and then I also have a Brake Tech rear rotor. You know, dropped a little bit of rotational mass with the wheels and those rotors, and a good brake pad. That was the first thing. Second thing is I have the factory suspension, but I have it set a little bit. Definitely have to make changes on every track that I get to because for one, I'm a heavier dude, and for two, there's not a one size fits all with suspension settings when you go to different racetracks, and I'm always on a different track. I kind of should stick to one track and learn it, but I'm between Thunderhill, Laguna Seca, Sonoma Raceway, T-Hill West. Like, I'm all over my NorCal region. Then clip-ons, levers, things of that nature. Vortex clips so I can set them out a little bit wider, get good leverage on this thing. It's a factory steering damper, but that's all electronically controlled, so I let the ECU do what the ECU is gonna do. We got our 19 RCS, and on this side, ASV clutch levers. And the reason I do like these levers is because it's so much easier to adjust when you just roll it with your gloves on. You can get the shut the fuck up. So you can roll these levers with your gloves on and get an adjustment pretty quickly. The RCS, sometimes I do need to adjust it, sometimes I don't. And I think it really depends on my gloves and how I'm feeling that day. That's something that's not too bad. You don't really, and what I've learned with braking, if you're going in really confident in good body position, you can kind of just glide the brakes. You're not panic braking a lot because you're confident and ready to use the brakes. We added exhaust. I say we a lot. I added exhaust on this bike because I had crashed it once before, and it wasn't terrible, but it did destroy the factory exhaust. I liked the factory exhaust, so I've always loved the M4, so I went with the M4. And when I put the M4 on and deleted the cat, and I've got the link pipe to the factory titanium headers, because think about it, it's an R1. I don't really need a ton of power.
You must be sleeping under a rock or something, man.
Flash this bike, and it dynos at the rear wheel with 168.8 horsepower and 80 pound-feet of torque. Ooh, we got a little bit of dust because all she's been doing is sitting in the garage. Let's clean that up one time real quick. So anyway, we got the 520 chain, took one down in the front, and I think we're up 2 or 3 in the back. I believe this is a 47 rear tooth. I got a couple of different sprockets up there. There's a big difference between real world top speed and what's gonna go on the dyno. So theoretically, this sprocket change and this combination is giving me all that I actually really need. Other than that, carbon fiber frame and swing on covers. I just put this bike back together from a incredible crash that really messed my feet up and my legs up. Now the bike's back together. I haven't ridden it since, but it's ready to go. This is my high learning curve. The other bikes are, to me now, are super easy to ride. This is my trainer bike. This is my practice bike. This is the real deal. But I've done a ton of training on this, and I've done a ton of practicing on this. So I'm really trying to get my skill together for this thing right here. And that's why I'm riding this a little bit more, because I've done quite a bit on those, which have got me confident and comfortable enough that when I get on this, I'm having a blast, and then a small mishap will happen and I go down. The only thing that I have not changed that I want to change are rear sets, because for one, they're durable. For two, I go down on them and I don't want to keep replacing $500 rear sets. Right now, currently, they're pretty good. They could go up that one step because it's helping me promote a little bit better of a body position around the tank, I should say. But for right now, I'm leaving it how it is. So this is my 2014 Yamaha R1. Oh, also the belly pan. Now the belly pan is half aesthetics, and we all know, the track guys all know, the real reason why you want a belly pan is because it carries fluids and liquids in it in case you have a catastrophic failure. It doesn't get all over the track. That's the first line of protection. But to me, My God, that looks good, right? So we're running on a set of Q4s right now. I did get some Q5s to the R3 that it's on right now, but I've kind of seen mixed reviews on bigger, more powerful bikes. The durability of the Q5s, they feel great, but you kind of get like one track day out of them. The Q4s, I've kind of gotten 2 or 3 track days out of, depending on how fast I'm really riding. They're pretty much almost done. Probably take my time at Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca's fresh paved, so I won't be pushing extremely hard at the track on these tires. The next time we go back though, I will have some freshies on. There were quite a few other mods, but it was kind of just street stuff that I did on this bike. LED headlights and integrated tail lights and all that irrelevant stuff because it's always unplugged at the track. Case covers that have really saved this bike every time it's gone down. This is technically my track bike. It had been prepped and set up by Sean Newton, literally the catalyst on keeping this bike together. He's the one that tuned it, and he's the one that's really been taking care of it. If you guys new to this channel, I've done all of my work on my own, but lately, since I've got less time, less and less personal time, I do not mind sending the bike off to get taken care of from somebody else, and he's been helping me out and getting it all taken care of when I don't have the time to. The last crash though, the bike I got all taken care of and it wouldn't fire up for me, and it was the crank position sensor was off, and his expertise quickly found that, reset that, and got it all back together, and it's a glorious bike. Now, why is this my favorite R1? For one, I got one in the backyard, and it is a 2004 R1, 2005 R1 Undertale exhaust. That's my favorite look. But then this came with the cross-plane engine, which is an old play on like a 04 MotoGP engine. Sounds glorious, and then I just think this intake setup is super unique, and that's the actual look of the 04 to 05 R1, just better, modernized, and this is just glorious. And then it's the sound. So let's cut it on for you so you can hear how that thing sounds. You just can't beat that sound. To me, in my eyes, it has like the classic sound of what the Ducatis, the original 996 series Ducatis sound like, but just that little extra, since it has 2 extra cylinders, just sounds amazing. It sounds mega clean. I can't wait for the track day when you guys will see. You will understand what I mean about the sound of this bike, those that are new to the channel. Ooh, it's getting hot and there's some buzzards flying, but let's finish this out. So this is my 2014 R1 completed. Now, last time I said I rode it, I really hurt myself pretty damn bad, and for those that have been with me that do understand my ankle problems from blowing myself out, those are my old boots. They got really destroyed. That right ankle was the one that got the worst. It's still messed up and swollen. I believe it's a month later and I'm still walking around in ankle braces and all kind of shit. I did get some new boots, which are considerably larger than my other boots. Other boots were 44s. These are 40. Well, I guess they aren't that big, but yeah, this is essentially a size 9 and these are size 10.5s. I did that because these boots have to be a little bit bigger because I'm still gonna have my ankle brace on when I ride. So you know, I like to roll my ankle around on the peg to get my body positions right, and my right ankle's pretty messed up. Good thing though, Laguna Seca is lefts, 1, 2 rights, left again, left over the hill, 3 right, left down the hill, 4 right, left to the start finish. So I only got to deal with 4 right turns that are really fast, so I won't be ducked off too long. So I think that I'll be able to slide for Laguna Seca. These boots are a little bit bigger. There will be ankle braces under them. This is just an update. I'm ready to roll. The bike's ready to roll. We've got Q5s on this. That thing's ready to rock. And it's funny as hell because I went down to Sonoma and I'm going back to attack Sonoma, and we're gonna figure this damn track out. So we'll see. Laguna Seca first, and then right after that, we'll be back over Sonoma. All I wanna do is rip Sonoma. So if I become a Sonoma legend, good deal. If not, I'm gonna keep trying until I get there. But other than that, it's about to get hot. It feels amazing right here, but as soon as you step in the sun, it's too damn early for this hot ass shit. So we're gonna leave that at that. This is my 2014 R1 again, my favorite motorcycle on the planet. And I'm gonna give y'all two, and we out.